afternoon, morning, or evening, wherever you're at, whenever you're watching this. Hope everyone had a wonderful Easter. And let's start our chair yoga. So let's get our chairs and we're going to find a comfortable seated position. And we're going to go ahead and just sit nice and comfortable. Feet are going to be flat. You're going to lean back against that chair. And we're going to flip those palms up on the legs. And then we're just going to go ahead and close our eyes as we start to deepen our breath in that belly. So just taking nice big inhales and exhales through the nose. And just trying to seal the lips, so we're going to try to just breathe through our nose for the whole practice. So just feeling that breath rising and falling in the belly. So trying to come into that belly breathing. A lot of times we're just using our lungs or our upper lung area. We don't even use our whole lungs most of the time. So trying to really feel your belly rising and falling. Just like when you see a baby breathing, they're breathing in that belly. It's rising and falling without effort. So not straining your breath. We're going to really try to relax the body. So we're going to start at the top of our head. We're going to move down the face. Notice if you're furrowing the brow, try to relax that. Relax into your jaw. Notice if you're clenching, maybe you're holding the tongue on the roof of the mouth. So maybe trying to get that tongue off the roof of the mouth, kind of just letting it totally relax, letting the chin relax. You can even open the mouth for a moment if you need to here to kind of get the jaw to relax, or you can kind of move the jaw around, maybe in some circular motions. You can also use the tongue to massage the insides of those cheeks if you need to, or even take a moment and take those fists and kind of gently massage into your cheeks here. We hold a lot of tension sometimes in those cheek areas. And this is something you can do too, like at night if you're maybe laying awake and you can't fall asleep, you can use those knuckles and just kind of totally massage yourself all along your gum line. So even taking your thumbs, you can stick them up underneath those cheekbones there. So just really massaging all the way back to those ears, even around the ears, and then all the way forward into that chin, even the upper lip area, on the nose. So just kind of like massaging your face all around to release that tension. So you can use fingertips or those knuckles and just gently make circles or press, and you'll notice that you'll get a lot of release just by doing that. So that's a simple thing you can do when you're watching TV, when you start to feel stressed, when you are laying in your bed. So just maybe do that. And you can do that anywhere on your body, but the face, a lot of times with that jaw, we hold a lot of tension there, and it's hard to kind of release that sometimes. So then moving from there, we're going to go into that throat area. We're just going to relax that. The throat is also another place you can massage. Might seem off, something like you wouldn't think of doing, but you can also massage that throat with those fingertips and even the neck area. So just breathing here, relaxing into those shoulders, relaxing your arms all the way down through your wrists and your hands and fingertips. Relax that chest into the belly, feeling that belly rising and falling, that breath. Relaxing those muscles on the sides of the spine all the way from the neck down to the tailbone. Relaxing our thighs, our hamstrings, our knees, our shins and calves, our ankles, feet, and toes. And then we're going to do a little bit of a relaxation breath. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale to the count of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to hold that breath to the count of 7. If 7's too much, maybe go to 5 or 6. And then we're going to exhale exhale to the count of maybe 6 or 7 or 8, depending on us. So inhaling, and it might just be 3, it might not be 4. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7, maybe 8. So working with that breath on your own. So it's that inhale to maybe a count of 3 or 4, holding for maybe 5 or 6 or 7, and then exhale maybe 6 or 7 or 8. So this is a relaxation breath. So again, if you're feeling stress, anxiety, even feeling depression, then you can kind of come to this breath, and that's going to help to just relax your whole body overall and make you feel better. And then go ahead and come back to that nice deep breath. So maybe we're counting to 4 on that inhale, 4 on that exhale, or 5 on that inhale, 5 on that exhale. So finding a nice, smooth breath that works for you, where you're really taking it deeper than your regular breath. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take those arms out in front of us. We're going to rotate our wrists around, nice big circles. And then go ahead, pause, take it in the opposite direction. Nice, go ahead, release, you can shake that out. And then we're gonna go ahead and take our right leg out in front of us, and we're gonna rotate that ankle around. Keeping that breath going nice and strong. Nice, go ahead, release. We're gonna switch sides, taking that left ankle, rotating it around. And switch, rotating the opposite direction. And go ahead, release, set that down. You can stomp those feet out a little bit. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna sit up nice and tall here. And then we're gonna sweep those arms up over the head. And we're gonna drop our right arm down as we lean to the right. So reaching with those left fingers, breathing, opening the heart, opening the chest up here. Maybe shifting your gaze up if it feels good, or you can look straight or down if it bothers the neck at all. So finding a place where you feel comfortable. And then we're gonna inhale up from here, reach tall. Drop your left arm down as you lean to the left. Reaching through those right fingers. Grounding your hips into your chair. You can always use your left hand to hold that chair if you need to, or reach toward, maybe you have an armrest on your chair you can hold. Otherwise, you can just let the arm hang. But nice deep breaths, breathing into your right side here. Again, adjusting the neck and head as needed. And then go ahead, inhale up through center. Take a gentle back bend, open up your heart. And then exhale, fold yourself forward. Let your head and neck hang heavy here. Nice deep breaths. slowly rise up from here. And we're going to take those arms out to a T, and we're going to make little circles. So keeping your breath going, eyes can be closed. And then pause, take those circles in the opposite direction. And then pause, opposite direction again, but this time we're going to make bigger circles, so really big circles. And then pause, take it in the opposite direction. Nice, go ahead, release. You're going to shake those arms out. And then we're going to sweep those arms up again. We're going to take that right arm down as we lean to the right. Again, you can lean back against that chair. You can hold on to the chair with the right hand if you need to. You can hold on to an armrest if you have that on your chair. And then inhale it through center. You're going to take that left arm down as you lean to the left. Nice deep breaths. And then inhale through center. Take a little back bend, and then exhale, you're going to fold forward. Let the head and neck hang heavy here. Nice deep breaths into that belly. The arms can be hanging at the sides. They can be in the center of your legs if that's more comfortable. They can be on your legs. Some of us might be on the floor with those hands. Some of us might not be. Most important thing is you have your breath really strong here, and you're letting your head and neck hang heavy. Notice if you're still holding on to that head and neck. Notice if you're clenching the jaw. You want to release that. And then you're going to slowly rise up one vertebrae at a time, all the way back to seated. And then from here, we're going to scoot ourselves forward a little bit on our chairs. We're going to take a wider stance with those legs. So feet are flat, legs are a little bit wider than hips. You're going to bring those arms up like cactus. And we're going to go ahead, fold those arms forward so they're at shoulder height. So you can see mine are kind of in line with my shoulders. And then I'm going to inhale, bring them back up. Exhale, take them down. Inhale, up. So just nice slow rotations here. Inhaling it up. Nice, moving like this. and then bringing it back up. And then we're going to add a little bit of a side bend to work on our core. So exhaling to the right, grounding your hips into your chair. Inhale through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center. So using your breath, exhale takes you down, inhale lifts you up, and only go as far as you feel comfortable with here. And try to make sure you're using your core. So keep pressing your feet into the floor. That'll help you engage your core and not have you using your shoulders and tightness up in your neck. We want to relax your shoulders down. So notice if you're holding up like this, we don't want that. Hunch it, like let it go. Bring your shoulder blades together and then keep moving. Exhaling to one side and then inhaling through center. So keep moving like this. Nice deep breaths. And then bring it through center. And then we're going to add a little twist. So we're going to just turn to our right, so keeping those arms up. And if it gets to be too much to hold the arms up, you can always release the arms. You can take them out to a T, or you can bring them down and just twist if it's too much. Otherwise, keep those arms up. Keep twisting. So inhaling through center, exhaling to each side. Inhale brings you through center, exhaling to each side. And then bring it back through center, release those arms, shake that out. And then we're going to go ahead again, sweep those arms up over our heads. We're going to drop that right arm as we lean to the right. And you can adjust yourself since we move forward a little bit if you want to lean back a little bit, find that back of that chair again. Nice deep breaths. And then inhale it up through center, reach tall. You're going to drop that left arm down as you lean to the left. And inhale, bring it up through center. Take your little back bend. And this time, make sure those legs are wide, just like we had them. And then you're going to exhale forward in between the legs, letting your head and neck hang heavy here. So those arms might just be hanging, or you can have arms on the legs if that feels more comfortable. Or maybe the hands are on the floor. But try to let your head and neck hang heavy here. Nice deep breaths. Then we'll slowly rise ourselves up from here. And then we're going to bring those legs back together. And we're going to cross our right ankle over the left. From here, we're going to sweep those arms up over the head. And then we're going to fold forward over those legs again. So arms can hang at the sides here. You can rest them on your legs. You can reach for the toes, whatever feels good to you. But again, let the head and neck hang heavy directly over those legs. Really deep breaths. slowly rise up from here. You're going to unwind those legs. And then we're going to switch sides. So we're going to take that left ankle, cross it over the right. Again, sweep those arms up over the head. And then exhale, fold yourself forward over those legs. Let your head and neck hang heavy here. And then we'll slowly rise up from here. We're going to unwind those legs, bring those feet back nice and flat. We're sitting up really tall here because we're going to come into a spinal twist. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that left hand, we're going to bring it toward that right thigh, and then the right arm can drape over the back of the chair, or you can have it rest just at your side, or it can hang, whatever feels comfortable. And you're going to really sit tall here, really important, so that you can really twist at your waist. So you're going to start to turn to your right. Maybe your gaze is straight ahead, or maybe you start to shift that gaze over that right shoulder. And then we'll go ahead and bring it back through center. We're going to switch sides. So we're going to take that right hand, reach for that left thigh. And then again, left arm can just hang, or you can drape it over the back of that chair, or whatever works for you. Making your own adjustments. And just sitting tall, really twisting at that waist, breathing deeply into that belly. And trying to soften, so noticing, like, are you holding any tightness or tension anywhere right now? So always trying to find, where can I soften in my body right now? And then you just breathe into those spaces, and that will help it to open up. And go ahead, bring it back through center. And we're going to do some cat-cow. So we're going to have those feet flat. We're going to take those hands and bring them toward the knees or on the thighs, wherever feels kind of comfortable here. So feet might be a little bit wider, not as wide as we had earlier, and not really close. So kind of in line with your hips here. And then you're just going to, on an inhale, you're going to let your chest come forward. You're going to shift your gaze up. And then on an exhale, you're going to round your spine, lift those shoulders as you arch your back. So you're turning your gaze down, maybe toward the belly. And then again, inhale nice and slow. You're just going to bring your chest forward, relax shoulders and shoulder blades back behind you as you lift your gaze, bringing that chest forward, opening the heart, maybe stretching that throat out here. And then exhale again, arch that back, kind of tuck the belly in. Inhale, bring it forward. So just kind of moving like this with your breath. Taking it nice and slow, arching. Inhale, bringing it forward. And rounding on that exhale. And then just bringing it back through center. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and come to our standing poses. So you guys can go ahead and stand up. And we're going to move our chairs. See where we're at. I'll face this way. Make sure you guys can see me. All right. So we're going to get behind that chair. And we're going to work with our standing poses. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to just step our right foot straight back behind us so that that foot's kind of in line with our hip. Maybe our toes are kind of pointed out slightly. And then we're going to bend into our left knee. So the more you take that right leg back, the more you're going to be able to sink down into this pose. So if you want to get a little deeper into it, you can make the legs wider. And then from here, you can simply hold that chair tall in your spine, gazing forward. Or if you'd like to, you can begin to lift one arm up. Maybe lifting both arms up. So find a focal point out in front of you, something at eye height or higher. That's going to help with your balance a lot here. And remembering, if you do have the hands off that chair, you can always bring one or both hands back to that chair at any point in time if you need it. But really deep breaths into the belly here. Nice. Then go ahead, bring those hands back to the chair if they're not already there. You're going to begin to straighten the front leg. And then from here, what we're going to do is fold forward over that leg. So we're going to feel a nice stretch. If you'd like to bring your back foot forward a little bit, if you widen your stance a little bit too much for this, then feel free to do that. So find a comfortable place, and you're going to just start to fold forward over that chair. And maybe you can't stay in the back of the chair. Maybe you're here, and this is where you're at. Or you can start to reach for the seat cushion of that chair. Nice deep breaths here. And if you need more, you can always come onto forearms if the chair allows that. You could always come forward toward the belly more. That always gives you more space. So if you're at your chest height with that chair, back of that chair, whenever you move yourself forward and get the belly over the chair, you're going to be able to move yourself lower down into the pose. So that's just something to keep in mind. So from here, wherever you're at, just breathing really deeply. If you're not feeling enough stretch, you can always move down. And you also could do this without the chair. If you're not using the chair, you could move the chair to the side and take your hands down that leg. So wherever you're at, always making your own modification. So from here, as you're in this pose, really feeling your left hip kind of pulling back as your right hip is shifting forward. Even though your feet are staying right where they're at, you can kind of adjust your hips just by simply making small movements in your hip area until you feel a really good stretch. And the more you kind of pull that left hip back, the more you're going to feel this stretch here. So let your head and neck hang heavy and breathe. And then we're going to slowly come up from here. And we'll open up to our warrior two. So we're going to turn our right foot so that our hips are open here now. We're keeping the left toes toward our chair. And the wider, again, with the legs that you go, so you can kind of heel toe your foot away from you a little bit until you feel a nice stretch in those inner thighs. And then you're gonna bend into your left knee, and we're gonna come into our warrior two. So here, you can hold that chair with the left hand, you can reach your right arm out behind you, or you bring your both arms to a T shape. So really strong in your legs, you're pressing both feet in, so pushing into both feet with equal weight. And then you can turn your gaze over your left fingers, or you can look straight ahead, but keep your breath going, and you can always hold that chair with the left hand if you need it. Nice deep breaths here. Again, finding your focal point. And then from here, we're going to reverse our warrior. So we're going to bring our right arm down our right leg. You're going to flip your left palm up. Now, if you'd like, you're going to start to reach toward the ceiling. If that's too much for you, hold on to that chair with that left hand instead, and just start to lean back. Otherwise, palm is up and you're reaching toward the ceiling. Only go as far as you feel comfortable here. You should feel a nice stretch in your left side, feeling your rib cage opening as you're breathing nice and deep into that rib cage. Allowing the body to open. Remember, where can I soften? And then slowly come on up from here. And we're going to come into a triangle pose. So we're going to straighten the front leg again. And we're going to bring that left hand to the back of that chair. Or maybe we take it down toward that seat cushion if we're comfortable with that. You're going to reach your right arm up toward the ceiling. So now you should feel a really big stretch in your right side. And again, if it's too much to have the hand on that seat cushion, you can always just set that forearm on the back of the chair. But the more you reach with those fingers toward that seat cushion, the more of a stretch you're going to get here. And try to really peel the heart open here as well. If it bothers the neck to look forward, you can turn your head down. Or if you'd like, you can always look up. Nice, and then slowly come on up from here. And we're going to switch sides. So we're going to step back behind our chair. We're going to sweep our arms up over our heads, just like we did when we were seated. We'll drop our right arm down as we lean to the right. You can always hold that chair here as well with the right hand. Inhale, lift it up through center. Drop your left arm down as you lean to the left. Again, you can hold the chair with the left hand if you don't want to take it down the leg. Inhale through center. You're going to take a gentle back bend. And then exhale, you're going to fold forward over your chair. So you can put a bend to those knees here. It can be a pretty big bend, preferably. And you can also widen your stance. So if you find that your feet are really close together right now, like widen them out a little bit. And this is going to help open your low back a lot. So just folding forward over that chair. Maybe you're on the hands here. Maybe you're starting to move onto those forearms. Remembering that the more you get that belly toward the back of your chair, depending on the height of your chair, you may be able to get lower here. So let your head and neck hang heavy. Maybe shake your head out a little bit, kind of releasing your neck. Nice deep breaths. Notice if you're clenching that jaw that we talked about in the beginning of class, and just let that go. Trying to really bend into those knees though. The more you bend, the more you're going to feel this release and open up your back. And then we're going to go ahead and slowly rise up from here, coming back behind that chair. And then we're going to go ahead and step our left foot back as we switch sides. So stepping the left foot back. Again, it's in line with the hip. And we're going to bend into that right knee. So we'll come into our warrior one pose. So we're facing forward, Gaze is at that eye height, maybe a little higher. We're going to reach one or both arms up. Nice deep breaths. And then we're going to go ahead and bring those hands back down to the chair if they're not there already. As you straighten your right leg, you're just going to fold forward at your waist. And again, hands might stay on the back of that chair here. This might be your pose. You may want to see if you can bring the hands down to the seat cushion. And then also, if you're feeling like you need to get a little lower and you're kind of at that chest height with the back of the chair, you can also scoot yourself forward a little bit by moving your feet. And then find that spot where your waist is kind of over the back of the chair. And then you can come onto maybe forearms or just start to lower yourself down a little bit more here. So again, now keep those feet where they're at once you find your spot. And then just start to feel the right hip pulling back and left hip pulling forward while you're keeping those feet where they're at. So that's going to give you a little more stretch here. Let your head and neck hang heavy. And then go ahead and just come on up from here, wherever you're at. And then we're going to come into our warrior two. So we're going to turn our left foot to the side. Again, those hips are nice and open here. We're bending into the right knee, and the wider you go with those legs, the more you're going to feel it. And then you can bring those arms to that T shape, or you can have that right hand on the chair. Nice deep breaths. Maybe your gaze is over the right fingers, maybe it's straight ahead. And then we're going to reverse this. So you're going to go ahead and take that left hand down that left leg, flip that right palm up, and then again, if it's too much for you, you can just hold the chair with the right hand. Otherwise, you're going to reach those right fingers up toward the ceiling. Gentle back bend, nice deep breathing. And then inhale, come up from here. We're coming into that triangle pose. So we're straightening the front leg as we go ahead and take that right hand maybe down that chair or down the leg. Or if you need to, just holding the back of that chair. As you sweep your left arm up, your palm is open. And you're getting a really good stretch here in that left side. Nice deep breaths. And then we're going to go ahead and rise on up from here. And we'll step back behind our chair. We're going to sweep those arms up over the head. You're going to take that right arm down the right side. As you lean to the right again, you can hold the chair if you'd like. Ground through your feet. Inhale it up through center. Drop that left arm as you lean to the left. Inhale it up through center, take a little back bend, and then exhale, fold yourself forward over that chair. Again, remember you can widen the stance here, but really important to bend those knees. Bend those knees, let the head and neck hang heavy. And then we're gonna slowly rise up from here. And I'm gonna turn my chair back so you guys can see me. Let's see where we're at, okay? So we're just gonna come into a tree pose here. Actually, I'll move the chair over so you guys can see better. Most of you probably already know this pose, but what you would do is have that chair in front of you. I'm just gonna have it to the side just so you can see my legs better. But for our tree pose, you can hold on to that chair. We're gonna start to shift our weight into our left leg. You're gonna come onto the right toes. And then from here, you can keep that where it's at, maybe hold the chair, and maybe this is where you stay. Or maybe you turn that foot so that the heel is resting against your left ankle, or you can set it on top of your left foot. Or if you want to put it up your leg somewhere, if you want to play with that a little bit, feel free to do that. You can put it anywhere up that leg that feels comfortable for you. But you want to stand really tall in your spine here, and then you're going to find that focal point again. And then if you'd like to, you can take maybe one hand off your chair, reaching that arm up, or taking it to a hip. And you can take that other hand to the hip or reach both arms up, so you can play with it here. Hand to a hip, both hands to hips, hand to a chair. But find that breath, breathe. Remembering you can always bring the hands back to the chair if you need to. Nice, and then go ahead, release. And you're gonna walk it out, and then we're gonna switch sides. So we'll shift our weight into our right leg as we come onto our left toes. Again, you're holding that chair. And then find that focal point tall in your spine. And when you're ready, you're gonna go ahead and, if you'd like to, place the heel maybe against ankle or on top of the foot or somewhere up that leg. And then you're gonna find that focal point and maybe reach one arm up or take it to a hip or both hands to hips. So just kind of playing with those arms a little bit. Nice deep breaths. Nice, go ahead, release. You can walk those legs out, and then we're gonna come back to seated. So just having a seat. And we're gonna go ahead and sit up against that seat. We're gonna flip those palms up just like we did in the beginning of class. And we're gonna take a nice big inhale, filling up our lungs and belly as much as we can, and exhaling out our mouth, letting it go. Again, inhale, filling it up as much as you can. Exhale, letting it go. And one more time, inhale, fill, 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 fill through the nose. Exhaling out the mouth, letting it go. And then we're just going to rest, so eyes closed. Just coming back to our regular breath. Trying to clear the mind of any thoughts. And just relaxing for a few minutes here. Breathing gently. So slowly beginning to awaken the body by rubbing the thumb over the fingertips. Maybe wiggling your fingers or wiggling toes. You can roll your wrists or ankles or gently nod your head side to side. And then we're going to take a nice big inhale as we reach the arms up over the head, taking a nice big stretch. And then exhale, taking those hands to the heart, pressing those thumbs into the chest. Just taking a nice big inhale, filling up lungs and belly as much as you can, and then exhale out your mouth, let it go. Thank you for sharing your practice with me this afternoon, morning, evening, whenever you may be practicing. The love and light within me honors the love and light in you. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Stay healthy and safe, and I'll see you next week.